Balti, absolutely my favourite Indian curry. It's like an Indian stir fry, and cooked in this, cooked and served in this. These are a Balti pan, individual servings, cooked in it, eat it, brilliant. Okay, the first thing to do is to make a base sauce. This will cover quite a few baltis, and it freezes, so make it up and you can store it. Okay, I'm going to make enough base sauce for probably about 5 or 6 baltis. Like I say, you can freeze it, so normally you use about 4 onions, but I've got 3 big ones, so that'll be enough. Just roughly chop them. Pretty much everything's going to be blended after, so you can just roughly chop everything. Right, you want a couple of centimetres of ginger. Fresh ginger is always the best. And just peel this hard skin off and slice it up. Now this base sauce brilliant for Balti, but you can use it for literally any Indian curry. It's just something that's handy to keep in the freezer. Right, okay. A couple of cloves of garlic. Get those chopped up and put those to one side. Unfortunately, the place that invented the Balti, Adils in Birmingham, went under during lockdown, so can't go to the original Balti place, although there's still a few excellent Balti places left in Birmingham. Okay, a couple of tomatoes in, just chop them up roughly. I'm only using one because it's quite a massive tomato this, so one will do for me. Right, now we've got that out of the way, time for some spices. Okay, so I've got a teaspoon of Kashmiri chilli. It doesn't have to be any. I like Kashmiri because it's a nice taste, but and it makes everything red. But any kind of chilli powder will do. 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Okay, so there we go. That's all the spices we need. The only other thing we need is probably some fresh coriander and some water. Okay, after putting the saucepan on the heat, give it a couple of glugs of oil, and we can start frying the onions off. Nice moderate heat here, really. What we're doing is looking to make the onions go a bit translucent and well cooked, really. Okay, now they're in, might as well stick the ginger in while we're at it. Okay, these have been cooking for a few minutes, and as you can see, they're well on the way to being cooked now. So now we put the tomatoes in. Let's add those to the mix. And you just want to stir fry these off for a few minutes. Okay, I've got half a pint of water here, probably a bit more. Just stick about 1/4 of a pint in just so it doesn't burn at the bottom, and that'll carry on cooking. Right, now your base gravy is thoroughly watered. You can add all the spices to the mix. Give it a good stir, and it'll carry. Like I say, it's carrying on cooking at the moment, so we need to get those spices cooked out a bit. Right, and YouTube should really invent smell-o-vision because the smell is incredible. Absolutely, oh, lovely. And this is just the base gravy. It's brilliant. What you want to do after give it a good stir, what you need to do is leave this on for about half an hour. Get everything cooked through, stick a lid on, and you can leave it, and we can start making the the main Balti stuff. Okay, you want a teaspoon of paprika, a large teaspoon of fenugreek. These are dried methy leaves. Fenugreek is fine. Some cumin, obviously as you can see for me I've run out, but enough, there's enough in it, it'll be okay. And some turmeric, makes it a nice colour, and also it's a nice earthy taste. Okay, I've added those to one bowl, and keep separate. You want to have probably 3 or 4 teaspoons of garam masala. I'll keep that separate because we're going to put that in a different time. You're going to want a couple of teaspoons of ginger and garlic paste. You can get this from any Indian wholesaler or supermarkets, to be honest. Right, now it's up to you how hot you want your Balti. I'm just going to go with 1 chilli here, but usually about 3 should be about a nice flavour, but I just wanted 1 just for today. Chop these up nice and fine. All this prep ready for this Balti, because it's like a Chinese stir fry. You want all your ingredients just ready to throw in the pan. So get everything done beforehand before you even start cooking. And as before, a slice of a large onion and a large tomato, and that'll be enough for your Balti. This is just for making 1 serving. For my dinner mainly. Okay, once that's done, you can get that. Now, this is my chicken. Now, this is pre-cooked chicken, and most of the time I'll use tandoori chicken, but I couldn't find any. So this is just cooked chicken. You can cook it from scratch, and there's no problem. Just make sure it's cooked, but it will be. Okay, we've put those to one side, and now we're going to get the base gravy and just give it a good blend in so it's nice and smooth. What you'll find is, as I've done on this, is that once you've blended it, it's going to be quite thick. So what you do, just add some more water to it and blend it. Make sure it's nice and smooth, and we're good. Don't forget, if you're blending hot liquid, just keep taking the lid off so you don't create too much pressure in there when it's spraying over you. Now, I did add a bit more water to this, and that's about the consistency I want, which is, it's just like soup, to be honest. Okay, right, time to put our Balti pan on. Okay, the pan's on. Give it a good liberal dosing with vegetable oil. I'm using rapeseed. I think you call it canola in the States. Get that nice and hot before we throw in the onions. There we go. Now, the idea with a Balti, you can get it really screaming hot, and it'll cook quicker, especially if you've got pre-cooked chicken. But it does create a lot of smoke, and it creates a lot of flame. It looks cool, but so you can see what I'm doing, I'm cooking it at a medium heat. It's okay, it's exactly the same. It's a bit less showy, but it stops everything catching fire and me setting fire to my house. Okay, I've stuck the tomatoes in, everything's going away. This is just a few minutes, and you can start putting all of the chilies in and give those a stir. Once you've done that, then you can start adding the spices to it. It'll come together quickly, and once you put the spices in, it'll look dry. So then you want to be adding a little bit of water to it. Okay, I've just put the ginger and garlic paste in. If you're cooking at a very high heat, this is that place where it'll start flaming up and things like that, because it's quite wet with ginger and garlic. Like I say, it's quite alright on this bit. Once everything's cooked, we can start putting the spices in now. And I mix them all together so it's easier to stick in. The only thing we've got is the garam masala next, which we'll do that in a minute. I'll get this fried off first. Really brings the smell out now. You can, My place smells like an Indian restaurant. It's absolutely tremendous. Okie doke. Now we can put some water in, stop it burning. There we go. A little bit of water. That'll stop the spices burning and incredible smell. Okay, right. Now we've got the chicken going in. There we go. Pan's getting a little bit full here. What you notice on this, Balti is quite a dry dish. It's quite a dry curry. There's not much sauce to it. However, I love the taste of the sauce, so I put more in. So it's more like properly a traditional curry. Absolutely, the taste is fantastic. It's entirely up to you, really, however much you want to put in. The more you put in, obviously, in these little pans, you get it all over the place like I do, but it's all good. Okay, bubbling away. Time to put the garam masala in and give it a little dose of salt. Make it taste nice. Okay, just keep stirring this. Just don't want anything to catch. Like I say, if you cooked it on a high heat, this would be over and done with by now. But we're going easy, and it's time to put the base gravy in. Now this is where I'll put a lot in. You just put a small amount in, or a lot in, entirely up to you. It's your Balti, but it's not traditional to have loads in like I've got. But by heck, it tastes fantastic. Smells incredible too. Now it's got the base gravy and you don't need to stir it up too much. I am playing around with it a bit more than I would do normally. But basically what you're doing now is reducing the base sauce to the required thickness that you want. If it's on high heat especially, it'll start seeing it'll caramelise around the edges. And this adds it adds everything to the dish. You'll see, you will be able to see a little bit of caramelisation on this, but not a huge amount. But persevere, it's fantastic. Right, I think we're pretty much done there. It's looking like a good curry to me, and the smell's incredible. Time to whip it off the stove and get stuck in. We'll see what it tastes like. Okay. Right, there we go. Always put it on a chopping board. And one thing about these Balti pans, they get red hot. The handles will absolutely take your skin off if you if you're not careful. So be careful with it. Right, let's try this. This is a bit of a naan bread. Traditionally served with naan bread, Balti. Don't usually use rice, but you can have it with rice. Up to you. And yeah,